Dear students, I welcome you to this new video. In this video, I'm going to discuss whether bureaucracy obstruct or facilitate development. So, it means that bureaucracy plays a dual role in development. Bureaucracy plays a very important role in governance and development. Its impact is contested. Some experts think it as an obstacle due to its inefficiencies, whereas others think of it as a driver of order and policy continuity. This lecture explores both dimensions through theory, case studies, and reforms. It also highlights historical and contemporary perspectives of bureaucracy. Finally, we will evaluate bureaucratic efficiency in service delivery. So we start with the question, what is development? Development includes economic growth, social progress, political stability, and environmental sustainability. And development in general means improvement in the standard of living of general masses, including children, women, and elderly, and landless people. It is measured through gross domestic product or human development index, literacy, life expectancy, physical infrastructure, and governance indicators. It requires effective institutions, inclusive growth, and responsive governance. And it also includes poverty reduction and access to public services. Strong institutions are also very important for achieving development goals. We will also now define bureaucracy according to Max Weber, a renowned sociologist. Bureaucracy is a rational legal system which is based on hierarchy, rules, and merit. Its key features include specialization, division of labor, impersonality, rule-based decision making, and so on. It is designed to bring stability, consistency, and professionalism to governance. Bureaucracies are predictable and neutral administrative systems. Bureaucracy functions within a legal and hierarchical framework. Bureaucracy and the state. Bureaucracy acts as the backbone of modern states, executing policy and law. Bureaucracy ensures continuity during political transitions and supports national planning. It acts as the interface between political leadership and the public. It collects taxes, maintains law and order, and delivers services. Bureaucracy also upholds constitutional and regulatory obligations. We'll discuss historical perspective and bureaucracy. Colonial bureaucracies were basically focused on control rather than development. For example, in British India, this bureaucracy focused more on control rather than development activities. In post-independence states, it inherited rigid and elitist systems and mixed reform outcomes. Some countries streamlined bureaucracy, others retained outdated models. Bureaucracies in newly independent states were often unaccountable, and elite dominance and class barriers reduced accessibility and fairness. Bureaucracy as a facilitator of development. Bureaucracies enable long-term planning and institutional memory. They support the delivery of health, education, infrastructure, and welfare programs, and it plays a key role in fiscal management, statistical data, and international relations. It promotes state legitimacy and administrative outreach, and ensures coordination across ministries and departments. There are certain examples of facilitation. We start with South Korean example, where there is state-led bureaucracy that drive industrialization. Regarding Singapore, there is a meritocratic and corruption-free civil service ensured efficient delivery. In case of China, bureaucracy implements long-term plans via local government integration. And in Vietnam, bureaucracy streamlined its streamlined bureaucracy boosted public health and literacy. So far as the case of Rwanda is concerned, effective civil service reforms post-conflict supported rapid development. Bureaucracy and development planning. Bureaucracy coordinates national plans, monitors outcomes, and enforces regulations. It implements social safety nets and economic stimulus programs. It collects and uses data for evidence-based policymaking and allocates public spending and monitors project timelines. Bureaucracy also evaluates impact through structured monitoring and reporting systems. Technocratic governance. Technocrats bring domain expertise to administration, for example, economists and engineers. They help design policies based on data, not politics, and enhances technocratic governance enhances efficiency and accountability in target sectors and encourages innovation and reforms. It also reduces political patronage and short-termism. Bureaucracy in case of crisis management. Wherever there is crisis management, bureaucracy can play an important role. Strong bureaucracies are critical in emergencies. For example, during COVID-19 and natural disasters, bureaucracies always played a very pivotal role in Pakistan. They coordinate relief, healthcare, logistics, and communication. Countries like Vietnam and New Zealand credited effective bureaucracy in crisis response. Bureaucracy also mobilizes and manages resources under stress and provide leadership continuity in emergencies. This is one side of the story. Bureaucracy plays a positive role in development, but it may also act as an obstacle to development. So excessive rules, red tape, delay decision making. So in that case, if there are excessive rules and there is a red tapeism, then that delay decision making, and a lot of projects are subject to delay and inefficiencies. Inflexibility and centralization reduces responsiveness. Similarly, bureaucracy often resists innovation and adaptation to local needs, and they can cause bureaucratic inertia and misalignment, disempower citizens through impersonal procedures, corruption and rent seeking. Democracy also may be rent seeking, and it may be corrupt. So this system or bureaucrats may exploit systems for personal gains. Bribes, favoritism, nepotism, and misallocation of resources damage public trust. This is common in procurement, licensing, and recruitment, and it increases costs of public goods and services, and weakens rule of law and equity. These are some of the negative sides of bureaucracy that acts as an obstacle in the way of development. So what are the various bureaucratic delays? Project approvals, permits, and fund releases often delayed by bureaucracy. Impacts investor confidence and service delivery. Discourages entrepreneurship and innovation. It slows public sector reform and private investment, undermines competitiveness in global markets. Patronage and political interference. Bureaucrats, often appointed or transferred due to political loyalty, reduces professionalism, causes frequent disruption, undermines merit-based recruitment and promotions, and creates politicized administrative culture, weakens independence and neutrality. Lack of accountability. Performance evaluation are weak or non-existent. Lack of transparency and feedback mechanisms. Citizens have limited resource against poor service delivery. No linkages between outcomes and rewards. Oversight institutions are often under are often under are often under resourced. Developing versus developed world. Developed countries In developed countries there are institutionalized, transparent, and performance-oriented bureaucracies, whereas in developing countries there are resource constraints, political interference, and there is weak accountability. So governance culture and reforms shape outcomes. Fiscal autonomy and IT access also matters. Administrative reforms drive capacity. There are certain case studies like in India. Pre 1991, License Raj created bureaucratic hurdles for private sector. Post liberalization, initiatives like Aadhaar and ISRO show efficiency. Reforms target digitization, transparency, and decentralization. Indian administrative service still central to governance. Mixed results in states due to variable capacity. This is the case study of Pakistan bureaucracy inherited from the colonial era, like in British India. Its strengths include coordination in large-scale projects like CPEC, and weaknesses include corruption, lack of transparency, frequent transfers, lack of reforms, continuity. Civil service reform has also been limited, has seen limited implementation. There is need for modernization and human resource management, bureaucratic reform initiatives, new public management, privatization, performance-based evaluation is very much important. E-governance, that is digitized service delivery, one window operation. This is also available in some of the sectors of Pakistan's economy. Decentralization to empower local governance, pay and recruitment reforms, result-based monitoring tools, and so on. World Bank and IMF perspectives. There should be link good governance to economic growth. So there should be strong link between good governance and economic development. Stress civil services reform in aid programs, and encourage transparency, fiscal discipline, and anti-corruption measures. Requires conditional reforms in bureaucratic processes, and offer technical assistance and capacity building. Private sector views. Bureaucratic inefficiency hampers business growth and development of the economy. One window systems, simplified regulations is recommended. Public-private dialogue essential for reforms in various areas and sectors. Corruption in licensing discourages SMEs, that is small and medium enterprises. Tax and regulatory compliance remains burdensome. Bureaucracy in fragile states. Fragile states suffer from absent or dysfunctional bureaucracies. Poor public service delivery and institutional collapse is there. Rebuilding efforts focus on core administrative capacity. Donor aid requires trustworthy institutions. Bureaucracy essential to state legitimacy. Role of training and capacity building. Modern governance requires dynamic skill sets. Civil service academies, leadership training, and cross-sector experience is also very much important for the training and capacity building. Continuous learning and exposure to innovation is also very crucial. Poor exchange programs build global perspectives. Technology training improves service responsiveness. Impact of technology. Digital platforms reduce human discretion and speed up services delivery. E-filing, mobile apps, biometric systems increase efficiency, promotes accountability and citizens' feedback, and reduces cost, enhances accessibility to rural populations, improves record keeping and tracking. Bureaucracy and sustainable development goals. Sustainable development goals require interagency coordination and local implementation. So bureaucracy is instrumental in tracking and reporting progress. It must adopt inclusive and participatory approaches which are necessary for development. It must align national budgets with sustainable development goals. Facilitate climate adaptation and gender equity policies. Youth and bureaucratic reform. Youth demand efficiency, transparency, and innovation. Engagement through fellowships, hackathons, and civic technology drives demand for service delivery reforms. Digital native expectations pushing reform agenda. Youth voices support anti-corruption initiatives. And let me summarize the whole presentation. As I discussed earlier, bureaucracy can hinder or promote development depending upon the nature of bureaucracy and culture of the government. And it also depends on design and reform. This needs to be accountable, professional, and adaptive. That is, bureaucracy needs to be accountable. It should be transparent, professional, and adaptive, as well as responsive. Structural reform is key to unleashing its development role. Institutional resilience is also very much important and essential, and it requires political will and citizen engagement. Bureaucracy remains central to state function and development. Reforms, not rejection, is the path forward, not backward. The aim is to meritocratic, transparent, and citizen-oriented public administration, and it must align with national priorities and policies. Innovation and inclusion can unlock its full potential. So, bureaucracy, innovation, and inclusion in development through good governance can unlock its full potential that may realize a real development in a country. Thank you very much for watching this video. Kindly do subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you can get notification about my